Hi everyone, welcome to our presentation today. Quick question for you. What are these people doing? We can see children, adults, boys and girls here. What makes them so happy or sad or angry or excited? Ta-da! They're playing games. We're going to talk about games today, a special kind of game, serious educational games. There are so many different formats of games, card games, board games, puzzles, video games, computer games, etc. But today, we will focus on serious educational games with computer or mobile devices as the platforms. First, let's see what are serious educational games. When we talk about games, things coming to our mind might be fun, enjoyment, relaxing. But there are some games that are more than that. They're designed for a primary purpose other than pure entertainment. They're called serious games. If the certain purpose is for education, then we have the serious educational games. Serious educational games are everywhere. Let's see some examples. Scholastic developed this game for K-12 students to learn words and spelling. Students practice spelling while they play. Teachers can keep track on the students' performance and provide support accordingly. We also see educational games are used in higher education. Some of them are self-paced and for single user to learn and practice. For example, this is a chemistry game called Mole. You may learn fundamental organic chemistry concepts by solving the problems in the game. There are also educational games with multiplayers and cooperation involved. Harvard Business developed this management situation game called Cyber Attack. As we can see here, there are different characters played by students. They interact and cooperate during the game, and there's always some kind of results or reviews, which are good for students and teachers to discuss. Serious educational games can be used in other scenarios too, like professional training. If you're an HR, you want to practice your recruiting skills. This game can help. You can practice the entire recruitment process in the game without worrying about screw things up and get fired. So keep practicing, keep playing. If you just want to experience another profession in a fun way, serious educational games could be a good choice. Example: Business Battle is a fantasy strategy game. You can play against robots or real-life opponents. Meanwhile, you will learn a lot of economics and business fundamental knowledge. Using games for educational purposes have many positive influences on learning. When we play a good game, we're usually so engaged and motivated. Why? We're attracted because of the game elements like badges or rewards. The well-designed rules and clear goals help too. When we are more engaged, we learn better. The rewarding systems in educational games would provide you immediate feedbacks and outcomes. It would also allow you to make mistakes in a risk-free environment. If you made a mistake, you may quickly find a way to fix it, or you may just start over and do it again. In multiplayer educational games, the interaction among the learners may develop their teamwork and leadership skills and broaden their way to express themselves. The cooperating environment among people would also make complicated tasks become much easier. Speaking of complicated tasks, let's see another example. Suppose you are learning urban planning. It is not enough to just learn from books or notes or making graphic designs. Educational games can help you to do much more. You can simulate the economy, public transportations, different roads of cities, and so on. Games could certainly help us to reach the complexity well beyond traditional ways can do. As we just mentioned, educational games can give us more complicated scenarios. There would be many tasks requiring strong problem-solving skills. You would go through the process of finding a problem, analyzing the problem, and finding a solution. This is certainly a process that sparks creativity. Now let's pause for a second. Educational games sound so fun and useful for learning. But do we see it everywhere? I mean, every classroom, every subject? No, not really. Why? Every coin has two sides. Now I want to talk about some of the downsides of using educational games. Attention span problems. As I mentioned, games can bring immediate feedback and players learn knowledge from it. However, the downside would be that players may get so used to immediate feedback that they won't be focused long enough to learn through traditional formats other than games. Then we have social communication problems. For adults, not having enough social communications may influence their mental health. For children, they may lose the opportunities to practice their social communication skills, which would be bad for their mental development. Money, money, money. Money problems. It can cost a lot to develop games. This is another challenge for educational games. Sometimes, after investing lots of money and time, we don't have high-quality products in return. We need not only good game design, but also good learning content. High cost may bring high prices. Many schools don't have the budget for implementing games. Besides, many teachers are already overloaded with their regular teaching tasks. Comparing with the traditional ways of learning, schools may choose to play safe and stay what they are familiar with. Games may also cause health problems. Sitting for too long or playing for too long will easily cause physical strain. Young children are easy to get addicted to fun games. Even for educational games, we don't want to see that they get addicted to. Nothing should be the only thing in their learning experience. Time to wrap it up. Serious educational games could be great ways to supplement traditional formats of education. If you are a teacher, you may explore for instructional purposes. For students, if your homework is to play a game, sounds not bad, right? Educational games are fun, but play wisely.